Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Anime Chat. I am your host, Pop Culture Mechanic, but you can call me Pop for short. And today, we're continuing on my series of underappreciated anime. I'm hoping that I can introduce you guys to some ones that maybe you've heard about but haven't seen. Maybe some of you have seen and we can revisit again because it's always nice to visit an old friend. And you know, we've had such a wave, like a tidal wave of anime just flood in. There's just so much to watch. And we shouldn't forget about the classics. And while we're at it, welcome to you, Jake D. You forgot you had left this up and the music scared the Disney out of you. Whoops. Maybe not. Hopefully it's not too loud. Just collect yourself up together and then just enjoy the stream. And hello to the Rumble side as well. It's my second stream on Rumble, so I'm hoping anyone that tunes in will enjoy some anime goodness. Well, without further ado, let's get on with the news of the week. Something I always do, courtesy of the Anime News Network. We'll have a look at what the news is in the anime world. And we'll just do this, and we'll just move this a little bit more. Okay. Starting out with today's news, let's see. Bottom tier character Tomozaki's second stage season's teaser confirms returning cast and staff. Suzume anime film earns US $2.15 million on Friday. Wow, that's great. The film ranks number 4 on opening day with projected opening weekend earnings of US $5 million. Wow. That's good. Good to see that anime is making a big impact at the box office, not like some of these other garbage movies that they're putting out there. All right. Moving right along, back to Saturday. Sensor Tower Uma Musume Pretty Derby game tops $2 billion. Game earns $55 million in 2 weeks after second anniversary celebration event launched in February. Holy. Whoever's making this game is just making bank. Let's have a look here. Mobile app data analysis organization Sensor Tower reported this month that Cygames' Uma Musume Pretty Derby smartphone game has earned more than $2 billion as of March. 95% of those earnings are from Japan. The game released in South Korea and Taiwan in June, but no global or English release. According to Sensor Tower, in the 2 weeks after the game launched its second 2-year anniversary celebration event on February 24th, the game earned the equivalent of $55 million US. Waifus sell. Yes, Jake D, apparently they do. The Uma Musume Pretty Derby game launched in February 2021 for iOS and Android. The game was originally slated for a release in winter 2018 and was delayed in order to raise the game's quality. The game released on PC via DMM Games in March 2021. The first 13-episode Uma Musume Pretty Derby television anime season premiered in April 2018. Crunchyroll streamed the series as it aired in Japan. A BNW no Chikai anime came bundled with the Uma Musume Pretty Derby television anime's 4th Blu-ray disc volume in December 2018. The second season of the main Uma Musume Pretty Derby television anime premiered in January 2021. Crunchyroll streamed the anime as it aired in Japan. The anime's 3rd season will premiere this year. The franchise's Uma Musume Pretty Derby Road to the Top net anime will debut on YouTube on April 16th at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. The net anime is separate from the 3rd season of the anime. Okay. The spin-off manga series also inspired its own television anime that premiered in July 2020 and ended in September of 2020. A special anime commemorating the first anniversary of the game debuted online in February, and a new short anime series titled Uma Yuro then debuted in October 2022. Okay, so, man, all of that just from a game, a phone game that made $2 billion. Obviously, you're going to throw some of that money into merchandise and making anime. That's just crazy. Reminds you need to go to find SNK heroines. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should be able to find that pretty easy. Well, that's crazy. That phone game about it's like horse racing with horse racing waifus, and it just made just a crap ton of money. Unbelievable. Let's move along here to the Japanese animation TV ranking. Let's see who's at the top here. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District arc. That's at the top, followed by Sazi-san, then Demon Slayer again, the Swordsmith Village arc, Detective Conan, Chibi Maruko-chan, Doraemon, Mix Season 2, Soaring Sky, Pretty Cure, and Crayon Shinchan, and One Piece at the bottom. That's okay, they're hanging in there. Hypnosis Mic Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anime Season 2's teaser unveils October debut, cast and staff. Oh, the video game rankings. This ought to be interesting. I do like seeing what happens here. Number 1, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Finally, PlayStation's at second with Resident Evil 4 Remake. Then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Followed up by Pokemon Scarlet Violet, Splatoon 3. PS5 with the Resident Evil 4 Remake. Minecraft for the Switch. Then Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Mario Party Superstars. Winning Post 10. That's I swear that's a horse racing game. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is on there. Ark, Survival Evolved, Animal Crossing, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, Ring Fit Adventure, Sekai no Asoba Taisen 51. Once again, PS5 with Hogwarts Legacy. Then followed up by eBaseball, Powerful Pro Yaku, and Momotaro Densetsu. So, the Switch is dominating the list. And it's funny, the only things that the PlayStation has going for it is a remake. Like, where's all the other games? What's going on over there, PlayStation? You guys okay over there? So yeah. Nintendo, glory to Nintendo, destroy your enemies. What do we got here? Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker game adds Minato Namikaze as the 34th DLC character. Okay. Detective Conan Kurogane no Submarine anime film earns 850 million yen on first day. Nice. People like their Detective Conan. Suzume becomes highest selling anime film of all time in China, Korea. God of War is the only thing you'd get for the PS5 for? Yeah. I mean, when it comes right down to it. Like, when a remake is selling higher than any of the new games you put out, what does that say? Crunchyroll reveals English dub cast staff for Kuma 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 Bear Punch anime. My Home Hero anime reveals English dubcast premiere. Naruto, Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections game adds new forms of Naruto, Sasuke. Wow, that game's still going. Okay. Inspector anime second season reveals English dubcast premiere. Once again, Suzume earns US $680,000 at North American box office from preview screenings. Exclusive Cinedigm acquires streaming rights for Nadia, the Secret of Blue Water TV anime. Wow. There's a throwback to the 90s. I remember Secret of Blue Water. I remember seeing all the advertising for it anyway. But I haven't heard of Cinedigm. I just need to have a look into this. Series remastered versions streamed exclusively on Retro Crush in June. Okay, I've never heard of Retro Crush. Have you guys? Cinedigm announced on Friday that it has acquired the streaming rights for Gainax's science fiction adventure anime Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, from G-Kids. The series remastered version will stream exclusively on Retro Crush in June. G-Kids acquired the North American rights for Gainax's science fiction adventure anime. The series on home video based on a new 4K restoration. G-Kids describes the story. It's 1889, and people from around the globe are flocking to Paris to see scientific achievements at the Exposition Universelle. Despite rumors of dangers lurking in the oceans, while attending the fair, teenage inventor Jean meets Nadia, a mysterious girl who possesses a highly sought-after crystal called Blue Water. Pursued by nefarious forces, the pair journey by sea and by sky to escape their would-be captors and to discover the secret of the crystal. Not you, eh, Jakey? Okay. The staff featured director Hideki Anno, character designer Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, sound director Katsunori Shimizu, and music composer Shiro Sagizu. Okay. Sentai Filmworks previously released the anime on Blu-ray and disc and DVD. The anime was previously released on videotape by Streamline Pictures and on videotape and DVD by ADV Films. Oh man, Streamline, that takes me back. That was Carl Masek's production house, I believe. And ADV, I haven't heard about those guys in a long time. They put out some good shows, I remember, back in the 90s. Oh, and it goes on to describe Retro Crush is a free ad-supported video-on-demand service available in the United States and Canada. The service has apps on iOS, Android, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and smart TVs, in addition to being available on browsers. The service launched in March 2020. A free ad-supported television version of Retro Crush launched through the Stir streaming service in July 2020. Digital Media Rights stated to ANN that the goal of the streaming service is to serve as a community built for the consumption and discussion of the golden age of Japanese animation, and some not so retro, from the perspectives of pop culture, fandom, art, internet memes, and more. The service plans to include a library of content that hasn't had proper streaming releases outside of Japan. Retro Crush's streaming partners include Discotek Media, TMS, NHK Studio, Pierrot, AMG, HappyNet, and Right Stuff, among others. Cinedigm acquired Digital Media Rights, the parent company of the Retro Crush, Asian Crush, and Midnight Pulp streaming services, in January 2022. Well then, seems like that's a good place for me to go watch stuff. And a good morning to you, Alex Moore. Just looking up to see what's going on with Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, as it was going to be streamed on this streaming service called Retro Crush, which sounds like it's right up my alley for watching stuff. Oh, hey. Morning, Punkwaddle. Nice to see you. This is good news. Yes, it is, Jake D. Very good. Something to look into, anyway. Let's see. Next up, Utano Princess Sama franchise gets new game app. Oh, watch out for those phone games, you guys. You have the PS5 for the Gundam and other proprietary games. You don't need it for Fortnite. Yeah. I haven't decided to get a PS5 yet, but I did, and you guys will be proud of me. I went and pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom. So I've got that ready to go. When it gets released on May the 12th, I just have to walk in there, show my ID, and boom, I walk out with a copy of Tears of the Kingdom. My wife is very excited about that too. She was just gasping like crazy when they were playing the trailer. Retro Crush is free, and it does have commercials occasionally, but it's not as obnoxious as some other services. That's good to know, Punkwaddle. Would it be like a Tubi, if you ever heard of that one? I have watched stuff on Tubi before, and it does have commercials, but they're just like short. It's no big deal. But they make $2 billion. Think you have some games to sell back to maybe get Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll help with the, because it's going to be pretty expensive. I think I paid, I think it was like $90 Canadian. So, like, well, whatever. That's fine. I mean, that's the way price of games is, especially new ones. Tubi is good as well. That's good to know. Densetsu no Punkwadul. Punkwadul. Carrying on here, the Faraway Paladin anime second season reveals first promo video, fall debut. Yeah, it's $70 US, so that works out. That's probably about what the exchange rate is. Crunchyroll reveals English dub cast staff for Another World with My Smartphone 2. I didn't get into that one. Ranking of Kings, the Treasure Chest of Courage anime listed with 10 episodes. Okay. Oshi no co-author debuts short story that inspired the anime's opening song. I haven't gotten into Oshi no Ko. I heard it's good though. I heard good things about it. Atelier Rizzo was 65, but worth it. Never changed, Tecmo. Yes, yeah. You there. Tecmo, you never change. What do we got? Final Fantasy 16 games, 25-minute state of play video previews gameplay theme song. Okay, so they're going to start advertising heavily on that one now. Back to Thursday, Sylvanian Families Calico Critters franchise gets its first anime film. I don't remember anything about Sylvanian Families or Calico Critters. Hell's Paradise, Jigo Kuraku anime reveals English dubcast premiere. Packed Ops smartphone games English version to launch this year. Don't fall for those smartphone games, everybody. They can shut them off at any time, and it's money down the drain. Makoto Shinkai Suzume film streams English dub clip ahead of North American opening. Apparently it's doing very well in the theaters. So I wonder if Mrs. Mechanic and I should go and see that. I know we are going to see the Mario movie, probably towards the end of the month when it's not so busy in the theaters. Utaware Murumono spin-off game Monochrome Mobius PS5, PS4 versions head west in fall. G-Kids acquires Lonely Castle in the Mirror anime film for theatrical release in North America in summer. Okay, that's good. Definitely more theater releases is a good thing for us here. We'd like to thank Tomonobu Itagaki for reasons. Heavenly Delusion anime reveals English dubcast. Oh, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game streams third final trailer. I'm sure we all tuned into that. Sandland anime film's new short teaser video streamed. Never heard of Sandland. Back to Wednesday, My Clueless First Friend anime reveals English dubcast premiere. The Aristocrats, Otherworldly Adventures Serving Gods Who Go Too Far anime reveals English dubcast. These titles are getting out of hand. Kamikatsu anime casts Miyu Tomita. Legend of Heroes trails into Reverie games trailer previews True Reverie Corridor minigames. I hear a lot about Legend of Heroes, going all the way back to Trails in the Sky for the PSP. I've tried to find that, but it is exorbitantly expensive. And it's like, oh, man, I missed out. Could have picked it up when it first came out, but I didn't even have a PSP back then. But I do now. PSP, and then I picked up a Vita as well, just just because it was such a revolutionary and well put together machine. That nice the nice screen it's got on there. Man, that's crisp. Godzillionaire is a fan? That's good to know. Where is our favorite kaiju anyway? Probably out stomping around Tokyo or something. Uma Musume Pretty Derby, Road to the Top Net's anime streams, episode 1 preview. He likes Legend of Heroes a lot. Okay, so he's the one to talk to about it then. That's good to know. Blue Giant anime film earns over 1 billion yen. Blue Giant. I don't think I've ever heard of that one either. Financing coups for Wupstotska. Is that what he does? Gora King Records Ayaka, a story of Bonds anime reveals 2 cast members in video. VTubers star in TV short anime Denden no Den no Densya. Okay. Are they any? Well, instead of asking, let's just look at it and see what it says here. I don't know if anybody watches VTubers at all, or you might be getting coffee. You know what, Punkwaddle? That's probably a good idea. Have yourself a nice, relaxing cup of coffee. Sit back, relax, kick your feet up. Enjoy some anime goodness with us. Virtual YouTubers sing depict daily life aboard mysterious cyber train. CBC TV in central Japan is premiering Denden no Den no Densya, a 3D short anime starring various virtual YouTubers and singers as themselves on Wednesday at 25:35. What the heck is 25:35? Oh, okay, effectively Thursday at 1:35 a.m. or Wednesday at 12:35 p.m. Set aboard a mysterious train operated by the train spirit, Denden, the anime humorously depicts the daily experiences among VTubers and V-singers. It stars VTubers Shishigami Leona, virtual artist Yupilson, and virtual singer group Soda Kits, Figaro, Reisetsu, and Muge. The first episode airing on Wednesday depicts a word pun game centering around a pager brought by Reisetsu. Palmu forever? You do, Jake D? Oh, you meant he, Godzillionaire. Need coffee, brain not awake. Yeah, 25 or 6 to 4. Is that metric time? Punkwaddle's partying with Drunkwaddle again. And he got excited that he was on stream. Yeah, I watched that. That was pretty good. I had to watch it afterwards, though, because I was out at the time. The film director is serving as director, scriptwriter, and technical director, and Ypsilon is credited with the anime's original concept. ICT is handling the art, technology, and filming on the project, and Studio Hutz Sachi is handling the background music. Okay. I haven't heard of any of those VTubers. Then again, they're not going to use English VTubers because they wouldn't know them in Japan. You watch Niji Sanji English and Hololive. Okay, that's cool. I watch Melody. It's no secret. I watch Project Melody on YouTube, just because she's pretty funny. North American anime releases. Chibi Godzilla raids again. Anime streams on YouTube with English subtitles. Oh, here you go. A series of shorts premiered on April the 1st. The official YouTube channel for the Godzilla franchise began streaming the first episode of Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, an apparent reference to the second Godzilla film. The anime for the Chibi Godzilla character with English subtitles on Tuesday. There we go. We get subtitles. That's good. What is this, Hololive? The anime premiered on April the 1st at 7 a.m. on TV Tokyo's Ine Mini Amino programming block. Reference to the English counting out rhythm. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, okay, that's what they're doing. They're using their onomatopoeia. Has previously aired anime series aimed at children, such as Pui Pui Molcar Driving School. Yeah, Hololive and Niji Sanji are the VTuber agents, like V Shoujo. Taketo Shinkai is directing the anime at Pie in the Sky, and Chiharu Sakazaki is designing the characters. A series of animated shorts titled Tadaima Chibi Gojira, or I'm Home Chibi Godzilla, based on the Chibi Godzilla character, streamed on the Godzilla franchise's YouTube channel in 2020. The Chibi Godzilla project celebrated the 65th anniversary of the Godzilla franchise. The project launched in July 2018 and has since appeared on a wrap of the Shinjuku Sumitomo building as a Kigurumi character at 2018's Gojira Fest, in animated shorts during theater intermission, and for other projects. Before designing Chibi Godzilla, Sakazaki was known for designing characters such as the Suica Commuters Cards Penguin and the Chiba Prefecture's official mascot, Chiba-kun. Well, there we go. You can watch Chibi Gojira on YouTube. Resident Evil Death Island CG animated films trailer reveals July 7th debut in Japan. Not much of a Resident Evil fan, so. Going back to Monday, Doraemon. Film stays at number 1. My Happy Marriage at number 2 for third week. You don't think you've seen the one you mentioned? The one I mentioned? Okay. And then that's alright. Super Bomberman R2 games trailer reveals September launch. Bomberman, that's a fun one. I really like that as a game. Star Wars Visions Volume 2 unveils trailer, international voice casts. Dekoboko Majo no Ayako Jijo TV anime premieres this fall. Yu Saito's Gigi Harem romantic comedy manga gets TV anime. Man with a Mission, Millet perform ending theme for Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village arc anime. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp Games 5-minute overview trailer streamed. I mean, Advance Wars was so fun when I played it, just the original. But this one looks like a little upgraded graphics and such. It looks pretty darn fun. And it'll probably pull me in if I play it again. Get addicted to playing it. Your pre-order Advance Wars reboot today. Right on, Jake D. Good stuff. And back to Sunday. Yeah. And that is it for News of the Week. A few things there of note. But now, what you've all been waiting for, I'm going to introduce you to some of the underappreciated anime, at least I think. People are not talking about, and I think should get a little more recognition and not be forgotten about. I guess that's the big thing. Don't forget about these. They've come before what we have now, and they're very enjoyable. You think the Advance Wars was on sale again on Twitch Store? Nice. Yeah, Advance Wars. Man, that really pulled me in. You really want to try hard to be a good strategist and take out the enemies here. The first show, Metal Fighter Miku. This one came out in 1994. And it is very 90s anime, watching it with the character designs. And it is a fun anime. It's about women's wrestling in the future year of 2061. You have your pro wrestling teams, and they all have their own themes. And, some are called the Crushers, and they look like, what do you call it, construction equipment, and some are called the ninjas. Obviously, they're dressed up as ninjas. But yes, what I will do, and I haven't done for a while, was we can go through the first episode, as I so often do. And the only way I found this was in the dubbed version. And, oof, yeah, there were some parts that made me cringe a bit. I was like, oh, the acting needs to be bumped up a bit. So I would obviously suggest finding the subtitle version. Funkwell, you bought Diablo 2 for Switch because it was on sale. You hadn't played it in years and had some extra on your account left over from a sale a while ago. There you go. That's always good. Picking stuff up on sale and on the Switch store, very satisfying. Because, you want to find those deals. And Nintendo is infamous for not having a lot of sales on their AAA titles and all that. So let's try this and this. And here's the beginning. The Metal Fighters Miku. And this is only a 13-episode show, so it could be watched pretty quickly. And this is the opening animation. And it shows some of the people they go up against. As you can see, it starts out AD 2061. So not too far away now. We got about, 30 years? No. 38 years? 38 years to have this happen. So we'll see. And we see our main character, who the series is named after, Miku, riding her moped through the streets. She's on a mission. She needs to get somewhere in a hurry. We don't know where yet, but she's gonna try to get there as fast as she can. And episode 1, Miku steps into the ring. The Pretty Four versus the Devil Sisters. And that's the name of Miku's group of wrestlers. They call themselves the Pretty Four. And there's their manager / coach. Finally, review time. I know, Alex, I do take a bit of time reviewing the news of the week, but, So there's the Pretty Four. Apparently they were going to do a CD as well of the singing that they want to do. Apparently that's what you do when you're a wrestler as well. You do some wrestling and a little bit of singing on the side. Okay, whatever earned you money, I guess. And there's his wife, who was a wrestler back in her day. She helps out with the girls. And he's wondering, where the heck is Miku? Where is she? Why isn't she here? Because Miku snuck out to go watch a wrestling match with her favorite wrestler. Not this one. This is the challenger. The evil challenger. Her favorite is Aquamarine. And she had left Japan to go to America for a while to wrestle. But now she's back with a vengeance. And this is quite the good wrestling anime as far as the action goes. Much better than the one I reviewed a couple of weeks back, called The Wannabes. This one takes it up to the next level. Probably because it was done in the 90s. They put a little more effort into it. Yeah, you like the art style, Punkwaddle? It's quintessential 90s looking. Like, you look at it and you're like, yep, that's from the 90s. Yep. You don't even have to know what year it's from. But yes, Aquamarine is fighting, and winning her match, and obviously Miku idolizes her. She wants to be the next Aquamarine. Yeah, and she's getting in trouble now, and so she has to clean the entire gym by herself. So that's what happens when you shirk your responsibilities. And there's his wife telling her what she has to do. She's like, oh, okay. But there's competition out there. There's this fella who is like the coach on another wrestling team. And he wants his daughter to goad them, the Pretty Four, into a match. Because he wants to, humiliate the guy. Which isn't very nice, but... So yes, they give you the names of the 4 girls. Obviously Miku, and then there's Sayaka, Nana, and Ginko. And she's finished cleaning. She is just exhausted. And they have the complimentary mechanic guy who takes care of their armor because they wrestle in powered armor. And there it is. There's some power armor there. But I think she's going to introduce them to a new coach, because they think that they need... Well, actually, before that, they are introduced to the competition's daughter, who comes in to ask them, and he is right upset. He's having none of it. He doesn't want to have any kind of competition against them, because he thinks his girls aren't ready for that. And he doesn't want to be, obviously, humiliated. So he pretty much just tells her, nope, go away. Oh, and here we go. This is the debut match for Miku, her very first match. And the press is there, and they're taking pictures. And then this is how they get into their armor, like magical girl transformation, which is pretty funny. And then they have a robotic ref who will count you out or make sure you're not doing anything illegal. And this is the start of the match. And they are just getting hammered. And no matter who comes in, they are getting taken down. Miku really wants to get in there. She hasn't gotten her chance yet. She's like, quick, let me in there. And she does a super kick. But I was going to say it didn't connect, but it looks like she pulled it off. And there's, I believe, yes. It's funny because she's riding a camel, but another group of wrestlers burst in on their match, and they dispatch everyone quickly, and they're like, who are you? And then obviously you see they're holding the microphones to have the traditional wrestling shout out at each other. And they were not happy about that, getting just pummeled into the ground. And that's it. That's the end of the first episode. But this fella here, this is going to be their new coach. He is a bit of a drinker, but he, as I've watched a few episodes ahead, he does very well in training them. He gets, he knows exactly how to talk to them and get them to train hard. But it's a pretty good pretty good character development as you watch them move along through their careers being wrestlers. And I enjoyed it. I had always seen the advertisement for it, Metal Fighters Miku, and I'm like, gee, I wonder what that's all about. And yeah, there he is. Apparently he was the original coach of Aquamarine. But then she left. And then episode 2, Miku practices hard. The Pretty Four versus the Crushers. And that'll be the next episode. So there you go. That is the first one. I think gets a little bit passed over. Fun small one that's can be watched quite quickly. It's cute girls in powered armor suits, so hey, what more could you ask for? And if you like wrestling, hey, it's even better. Next up, one of the most classic films, and this is a film, not a television series. My Neighbor Totoro. This is something that every anime fan has at least heard of, and they must have seen it. As you can see by this, it says 14,000. Oh no, that's 145,000 users have completed it. So that's pretty good. Obviously by Studio Ghibli, who does some excellent work, and they've done the same high quality work in all of their shows, movies that they do. The animation here is unbelievable. Very smooth. Very well done. Obviously they had a movie budget to do it with, but the hand-drawn animation is impeccable. And the story itself, very, very wholesome. It shows the imagination of children and the movement of the family from the city to a countryside and the things they discover. The synopsis says, follow the adventures of Satsuki and her 4-year-old sister Mei when they move into a new home in the countryside. To their delight, they discover that their new neighbor is a mysterious forest spirit called Totoro, who can be seen only through the eyes of a child. Totoro introduces them to extraordinary characters, including a cat that doubles as a bus. Takes them on a journey through the wonders of nature. A little bit of a... Yeah, that synopsis isn't bad, but they could have done a little better with it. But the discovery of the Totoros is very heartwarming. You know, you get to see, it's a slice of life. You watch how a Japanese family reacts moving to the countryside. There's a lot of Japanese folklore as well. It'll be, obviously us in the West will not pick up on it unless we have studied Japanese folklore. But, watching how they act as well, found it very funny that, when the girls were gonna look through the house, but they had their shoes on, so the one girl, she climbed around and on her knees and didn't let her shoes touch the floor. I was like, oh, okay, they really go for keeping the shoes out of off the floor, just very seriously. And then, yeah, if you haven't seen this, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a dad and his daughters are going into the house. The mother is at the hospital with unknown illness, and they keep getting updates as to how she's doing throughout the movie. And then meeting Totoro The young girl does, and she introduces it to her older sister. And watching the cat bus, that's got to be one of my more favorite. There you go. Here's some better pictures of it here. You got the 3 different sizes of Totoro. You got the tiny and the middle, and then the big one. And the girls, apparently the Totoro helps things grow. So they plant a bunch of acorn seeds, and the Totoros come out and help them grow. Watching it use a leaf for to keep the rain off its head is pretty funny until she hands it an umbrella, and he really enjoys it. And there's a better shot of the cat bus. The very iconic cat bus. As you always hear people talk about it. People that have watched Totoro. Oh, you just added it, Alex Moore? Right on. It's only an hour and a half long, so it actually doesn't drag. It's very well paced. Oh yes, there we go. That's when she's following the Totoros when she first sees them. And they live in this giant tree on their property. Pretty amazing. Ah yes, and there he is, and there they are in the rain. So yes, My Neighbor Totoro. I don't think it gets enough appreciation nowadays. Doesn't get enough exposure. Enough people have watched it. If you're a Studio Ghibli fan, you're gonna probably have seen it. And you know that signature Ghibli look for the animation. Like, yes, that is exactly a Ghibli film. The Fantastical World of Ghibli. Of course, yeah, that's exactly right. So if you can get this, I highly suggest giving it a watch. You are in for a roller coaster of emotions, but it will be well worth it. I do like me some Totoro. Nice to see that they can capture the innocence and the imagination of the children. Yeah, and there's the typical Totoro smile. You'll see that quite a bit. Well, there we go. Netflix will adapt it. Oh no, please. No, don't do that, Netflix. Actually, Disney, doesn't Disney have the rights for Studio Ghibli stuff? I know they were showing them a while back. And, they were the, what do you call it? They were the publishers. They haven't gotten live action Ghibli yet. No, and you can't. You shouldn't try. Just enjoy it for the medium that it's made in now, and that'll be just fine. You know, it's animated. Well, enjoy the animation. I know they've made a few Ghibli games. I can't remember what that one was called though. What was it? They made 2 games for that, a sequel as well. I have it. I just can't think of the name. Looks good though. You hear the live action One Piece may not be doing great. We were talking about that in Discord there. And I saw on Twitter as well, somebody was saying that it's the CGI is terrible and the story is convoluted and not clear. You sure they could do a live adaptation of Grave of the Fireflies, but that would be more... Yeah, it would be. Like, I watched Grave of the Fireflies and I was just like, oh man, do I feel terrible. And that was years ago. I don't know if I could do it again. I did watch Totoro again just for this stream because, you know, I want to have it fresh in my mind. So I watched that yesterday. But as far as One Piece goes, I am a big One Piece fan. I mean, if anybody has listened to me for any length of time, they know that I love my One Piece. And I'm making my way through the DVDs right now with my wife, because she got dragged into it. Well, she came willingly. I didn't actually physically drag her into watching it. She would stop by and watch, and she'd be like, oh, this is so heart-wrenching. And I'm like, yeah, it is. So, you know, and she's like, I want to see more. I want to see more. I'm like, okay. She's like, let me know when you're starting the next arc and I'm going to watch it with you. And I'm like, yep, sounds good. But live action, I don't know. I guess we'll just have a wait and see attitude. That'll be mine anyway. I'm sure there's other people out there that'll watch it and review it. And if it's someone that I watch as well, and if good things are said about it, then I'll give it a watch. If, you know, not so good things, I'm like, well, oh well. No big loss for me. Yeah, so those are the 2 for today. Metal Fighters Miku and Totoro. Such an enjoyable, wholesome anime. Totoro. Oda's just counting his money? I mean, you've got the same anime going for 25 years. You must be doing something right. You have over 1,000 chapters of manga produced. People just love to read and watch One Piece. I know there's some people that can't get past the character designs, but it's just, you know, minor, I guess. To me, anyway. I would say that he's a good storyteller. He knows how to put little tidbits here and there for people to, like, oh, why did he mention that? And then later on, there's the payoff. So he does the setups and the payoff just right. You know? Yeah, you see something as you're watching the show and it's like, oh, well, maybe that doesn't make a big deal. But then it is a big deal later on. If you read 1 chapter a day, it would take like 3 years to catch up. Yes. Yeah, 1,000 days. That's crazy. But I think if these guys at Netflix can't make a proper adaptation or can't do it, it's like, what's wrong? Just read the story. Oda's done it for them already. He's laid out the whole thing. You know, if you find that audiences are getting confused, you could always have a little voiceover in the beginning like they do for the anime. You know, hey, here's the Pirate King, Gold Roger. You know, with his dying words, he said that he left his treasure, the One Piece, in that place. And then it started the Great Age of Pirates. Everyone wanted to go get it. Pretty simple to me. There's a thing to go get, and everyone wants to get it. And then here's our hero. He wants to be a pirate to go and become the king of the pirates and find the One Piece. Pretty simple, I think. You shouldn't screw that up. You wonder if it's even possible to adapt. You would have to condense so much stuff. Yeah, obviously they're gonna skip a lot of stuff. And don't forget, there is filler. For the anime, there's filler, so they can drop some of that stuff. But even so, I don't know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna put like all the East Blue characters all together and then have them going to Reverse Mountain? I would think you'd want to try to form that bond. And I don't know how many episodes they've been slated for, but watch Luffy take down Axe-Hand Morgan and then meet Kobe and Helmeppo. Even if you made a good faith effort, Netflix won't. It's 1,080 plus chapters. Yeah, I get it. But maybe you'd have to do it in flashbacks then. Oh, I remember when I met Zoro, and then there's a flashback to him helping him out. And then who was next? Was it Nami? Nami, and then Sanji, and then Usopp? It's been so long I can't even remember the order in which they arrived. Yeah, and then you could have, I don't know, maybe it's the second chapter or third chapter, they could be up, or third episode could be going up to Reverse Mountain to head to the Grand Line. Then they'd have to meet Chopper and head to Alabasta. Yeah, I'm not sure if they want to, if they can't do it, then maybe they just don't do it at all. But I did hear they made a Baratie set for them. Like, I wonder if they're going to have Sanji do his fighting style where he just uses his feet only, not his hands. But I don't even know when that's coming out. You guys know when that's coming? When is that coming? Let's have a look here. When is One Piece live action? Wikipedia. It says, no, it doesn't say it. Okay, the first episode has a name. The first season will consist of 10 episodes, with Mark Jobst directing the first 2. The first one is called Romance Dawn, obviously. Second, it doesn't even have a name. Release date, just 2023. Filming announced the principal photography had begun on January 31st and finished filming on August 22nd in 2022. Updated that they had finished filming the first 2 episodes of the show. Part of the filming took place in Cape Town, South Africa at Cape Town Film Studios. And she had her crew 6 weeks before the production began. Well, I don't know when it's coming out then. Yep. Oh well, we'll see what happens. We'll see whether they can get their act together and figure it out. So that is pretty much it for me today. I want to say thanks for coming out, everybody. Remember, keep your eye on those older classic animes and stop by here to see some of the ones that maybe don't get that much attention. Right now, there's a tidal wave of new animes showing up every season. You just get so much. Like, you get inundated with it, and then you might miss some. You might not, or you might waste your time on one that's not that good. So don't be afraid to drop stuff either. Okay, so wrapping it up here, I'd like to say thanks to everyone that came out today. People like Jake D. Always good to see you. Alex Moore. And Punk Waddle. And anyone else that happened to be lurking in the background. I appreciate you stopping by. People on the Rumble side. You as well. Make sure you slap that like button. And spread the word and tell your friends that there's an anime show on Sundays. There's other channels out there too. They have some good content, like Pacific 414, Blaine's Escape Corner, Ronin66, and DJ Ronnie G. There's Brandon the Anime Guy, the Nerdporial Lifeform, the Angry Canadian, Whoopa Troopa, who appears on Dadman Walking. There's Punk Waddle at Floral from Under a Rock. He also has his own channel as well, so make sure you check that out. I'm out there on Discord. It's called The Shop. That's where all the tradesmen hang out. Twitter. And now on Rumble. So I'm going to start live streaming on Rumble more often. And seeing where it goes. Punk Waddle is a bird? Yes. Yes, he is. He is a penguin with a purple mohawk, which looks pretty good. Coming up is Trades Talk Tuesday. That's where I explain what it's like to be in the skilled trades, what you need in order to get into them, and some of the projects I've been on throughout the years of my career. So I hope you'll join me there and learn about what it's like to be in the skilled trades. Then after that, Saturday is Gaming Stream, where I play some retro games, and this one right now is the Minish Cap, where I made it to the Sky Palace. I think that's what they call it, Palace in the Clouds. And I have to take on the boss of that area. So I left off right at the boss. Well, actually, I died and had to go back, but you get what I'm getting at. I'll take on that boss and I'll beat him. And then finally, we circle around again to Sunday, which will be Pop's Choice number 4. And there's actually 5 Sundays this month. So I'll have to do a 5th Pop's Choice, where once again I will pick some maybe more obscure or forgotten about animes to suggest to people. And we'll see how that goes. 5 Sundays, you got her, Punk Waddle. Yeah, I'm just looking at my calendar here. It's an MHA calendar. And 5 Sundays. Well, that's alright. So yes, that should be it for me, everyone. Once again, I am very grateful you all showed up. It makes it for a fun time talking about anime. And with that, everyone, I've been your host, Pop, and I am signing off.